Discord now. Make things easier for both of us. Hello,
Hello, my brother.
hello, Mr. Penguin.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm first of all,
uh,
thank you for popping by.
no worries.
Obviously, it's been a long time coming, but this is
It's my
officially,
second last day
yeah, it's your official coaching session. You can use all this knowledge that you're going to learn in the
in the
army.
army. Yeah,
Yes.
shoot my sergeant, right?
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa!
I can flick, I can flick, I can flick. See.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there, bro.
You just shoot the target, then you shoot him.
Whoa, bro!
Uh,
Calm down, calm down. Okay, we got this. Okay.
yeah,
So, obviously you on Twitch chat when I was watching, your POV.
yeah.
So okay, if you just type what dot spec right now really quick, I'm gonna share with you what
Dot
I
spec.
think. Yeah, in chat. SPEC. Ah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So I'm just gonna share with you like really quick, okay, what I think. It's mostly, I mean, the game that I watched, you had a good one. Your aim was very on point. I think honestly, when it comes to aiming, you really do not have a problem. You have good like point and click aim. You just need to abuse more in-game mechanics to use that aim in a more advantageous situation.
Mm.
Oh, that was super loud. I had a sub from Fatality. Thank you, to appreciate it, man. Okay,
Nice.
sorry about that. Okay, so um, I think like for example, okay, let's start with CT because I think CT is where you were peaking a lot and you were getting all the kills here in short and stuff, right? But the thing
Mhm.
is, you were also being a bit careless at the same time. There's multiple times where you could have gotten punished by this guy at Ram. Like this guy, when like there was a connector smoke in this guy's close Ram, right? He could have very easily came up here and then punished you for picking like in quite a like not that safe way and quite a careless way. It could
Mhm.
also be. It's also important to. I mean, it's how to play it safe is also very dependent on how your teammate communicates with you. Like if your connector guy is telling you like, "Hey, there's one guy close con," and then oh, there's a guy close con. Okay, I can pick him. I can kill him like this and stuff like that. Or you can do like you can do like multiple one-way smokes from here, and then you can come into like good angles like this to kill him, while staying safe from top mid and underpass. So I think one thing is you were using smokes. You were using like I think one-way smoke, which is honestly good enough I think to get kills. But what you want to do if you are playing here most of the time is also have more tricky one ways, like you can have a one way towards chair from here by aiming on the left side of the A. This is a one way towards chair. Obviously you can see now because there's another smoke. But there's a one way towards chair here. If you don't want this one way towards chair, then this smoke is okay. It covers off chair. It goes a little bit on the left more. So this is like a one-way smoke towards the bottom of con or the guy like under window.
Mm.
So having more smokes here in your repertoire of grenades, right, would help you, get find more kills depending on how the enemy plays because every enemy has a different playstyle. Like for example, the calf guy was just like coming here all the time. Sometimes he's running here and then he's just hiding close to the smoke. Sometimes he's trying to come chair to punish you, but evidently he could not aim. So so if there was a guy who could
Super
aim,
easy.
right, and he could abuse the way that you play, right, then you will be in a lot more trouble on the CT side. So this is something you want to think about. This is something that you want to spend a little bit time on. This is a good one way smoke for enemy that plays like this. This is a good one way smoke for enemy that plays like that. Yada yada, etc etc.
Okay.
But other than that, like the way you were playing was not wrong, was not bad at all. The B shot guy should honestly be quite aggressive in mid. That's the current meta game of Mirage. CT B shot guy is actually super aggressive from mid and then trying to find kills as much as he can. While the connector guy, who is basically only forced to only do like a one-way smoke, is like made to play off of him. Your B shot guy is aggressive, then you find a timing to come and capitalize on punishing this guy, or etc. But that's like the connector guy, which I'm not going to go into.
Mm.
So basically, what you want to do is not pick like close to the wall. Like you don't want to pick top mid like this because you're too close to the wall and then the enemy can see you first. You want to like come here, maybe you're just checking like this. It's clean, and then you want to move backwards and then like slowly check like this, right? Like
Mm.
use as many things to bring an advantage to all the situations and all the fights that you're gonna take and all the situations you're gonna be in. So I think that's basically it for CT because I didn't get to see much CT play. There's some rotational stuff as well, like the one that they ended up hitting B that you got like 3 kills off of. You had a teammate Con had top mid, your other guy who, you know, queues with you is like watching underpass. This is where you wanna like just leave short, go back into B. Because the map is so quiet. Something's definitely up. A smoke,
Mhm.
A pop, B smoke, B pop. These are most likely the possibilities. Either that or they're run boosting mid. Or walking underpass. Walking underpass is low chance because teammates watching. Other guy is connector. You know, it's fine for you to leave it. Tell him, hey guy, con guy just watch top mid, I'm going B. No, this is rotational stuff. So this is just understanding the map and how it works. Which you know, I think you do understand. You just need to be more like
Alright.
be more aware and also at the same time be more decisive because there are moments where it's like you're not that decisive on what you want to do. It could also be because you're thinking of what to do, and you're
Mhm.
still not experienced enough to have like the quick like split second decision making that pro players have. But at the moment that I think how you're playing right now, I don't think it's bad at all. Just need to improve more on being
Mm.
aware and finding better fights for yourselves. For yourself with one-way smokes and abusing angles and stuff like that. So that's more or less it on CT. There's also some tips that I can show you later on. Uh, but for now, let me just move on to T. So you good with me so far? Following? All good?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Alright, so don't worry because if you're not following, you can just rewatch this in army in camp.
And that video just watch right. Every time just watch only. Hey, bro, what are you watching? My coaching session.
Yeah, and then you get them to all right.
All follow and
Yeah, all
stuff.
follow and sub all at like 9 p.m. at night. I'll start streaming and then all of you have like
Admin time.
you
Admin
have
time.
admin time 1 hour until lights off. Lights out, sorry, for 1 hour to watch me stream.
The whole squad just sit down there and watch only.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Hey, bro, he saved me. Bro, he saved me.
Okay, so moving on to the T side. Obviously I keep talking about this staying safe and areas where it's like you won't get punished that much.
Mm.
Um, this is something that comes with map knowledge and a little bit of experience. So, for example, right? Wait, I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Is it from your mic?
Nope.
Wait a minute.
It can't be from my mic though.
I had my own stream on this entire time, but it was volume 0. Okay, it's alright now. Okay, so what I meant by staying safe is for example there's a top mid smoke. You're taking mid control, right? Once you come up here, you molly connector, your teammates do flashes or you do like a flash yourself and stuff like that. You have a timing to get to chair, but this time frame is very short because the window guy could get flash and pick you, short guy could be coming out.
Mm.
So how to stay safe in this situation is like your teammate does like a top mid smoke, right? You molly connector, flashes come out, you get to safe zone number 1. This is where you have mid. Enemies can't be pushing. If they are pushing, you can punish. And then step 2 comes in. Window smoke. Right? When the window smoke comes out, you chuck a flash yourself to short. And that's where you can. Okay. Don't do this. Okay, it's stupid. But that's just me being lazy. Chuck a flash to short. That's where you can get to chair. This is safe zone number 2. Okay.
Mhm.
So you're using all these angles to keep yourself safe while taking map control all at the same time. Because while you're doing all of this, right, the enemy is trying to figure out where you are, and they're trying to time like a flash or a peek or something. And what you want to do is that when they do stuff like this, right, you are in prime position to punish him for picking white. This is the objective of map control. You want to
Mm.
take control as safely as you can, while at the same time, making sure that the enemy gets punished if they try to do something aggressive on you, right?
Mm.
So it's a bit confusing, because maybe you don't have a guy who's dedicated doing this and then helping you like supposedly you're supposed to be the con guy. You're gonna come here, right?
Mhm.
You're supposed to have a teammate that will come here and then like kind of help you out, or a teammate that smokes window and kind of like just like post on shot for you, make sure you can get to bottom of connector safely, and then you do the smoke, you do a molly. Once that's clean, then you get into connector. This is the supposed way of playing it. But in the park, maybe it's a bit harder. So, in my opinion, if you're playing a park and you're the mid control guy and you want to go to close con every round, right, I would suggest that you tell your team to smoke window and top mid. Or even only window is fine. Because then you could come here, molly connector, just chuck a flash to con yourself, and then maybe like your teammate does like some random ass flash here, and then window smoked off. You have really good timing to come here, chuck this smoke, get another flash from like your top mid guy, and then pop, get into connector, and then you have connector control. This way, you are taking mid fast, which is what you're trying to do, is quite suitable for your style. But at the same time, you're staying as safe as possible. Because if you're just like running through, for example, this is how Virtus Pro takes mid, by the way. Flash pop, you're running through the top mid smoke, and then you're here. If the guy's picking here, here, or here, you punish him. Window guy cannot punish you unless there's a guy that jumps underpass. Even if the guy that jumps underpass, when he picks, right, he's gonna be like trying to pick this guy or this guy. He's not gonna expect you here. So you're most likely not going to be the first contact for the underpass guy. Once you get here, you already smoke. Like even if there's a one-way smoke, right, you can still see this black dot fairly easily, right? Throw it on the dot. Molly inside con just like this. He can't be here anymore. Get a flash from your teammate. Pop, look down, pop, jump up here. It's clean. You have connector as well. So this is like multiple ways that you can take connector while being fairly safe and being fairly quick all at the same time. It's just how you want to do it. And if you're a control, if you're like a player that likes to take control, you need to be able to know how to get your teammates to help you. Guys, I need the top mid smoke and the window smoke. They'll do it for you. Okay. If it fails and you die, not your fault. They suck. Right? It's bro, why you fail your smoke? Right? it's a very straightforward thing. You're doing your job. You're trying to take control. Right? And if you're the only one willing to do it, you need to be able to stay as safe as possible while making sure that you take the control at the same time. It's up to you how you want to do it, fast or slow. You could do it slow, get your teammates to do top mid smoke, get someone to do window smoke after, and then you start sneaking up. Right? This is a little bit harder to achieve in pucks unless like everyone in your team is like has good knowledge. But if you want to go like really fast in like let's say like a level 8 game or something and people don't have that great knowledge, right? If someone can smoke window and top mid quick for you, that's literally all you need to get con control. Because then you can keep your smoke for con, you can keep your molly for con, you know. Even they do the one-way smoke. You need to like at this point of time, right, as you play the rounds, you need to understand how the enemy plays. If the enemy is doing the one-way smoke a lot, don't bother mollying con in the early game. You wanna come here and throw this molly instead. If the enemy doesn't ever like do the one-way smoke con, you're getting free real estate, right? Just quite literally molly here, and then you just run in and then you just smoke it. If not, better yet, you could come here, smoke top or con from here. So you have like 3 smokes. Your teammate smoke top mid, use and window, you smoke top or con, you just come here, wait for the molly to end, and then you come in and take connector. So you need to understand also what the enemy likes to do, how they like to play. And then like from here on, right, from the moment you get connector, right, that's where like you listen to sound. Oh, there's a jungle guy stairs, most likely clear. You walk in through here, 1 kill, 2 kill, A is clear, and then you get a big play. No, there's so many things that you can do to get connector. Once you get connector, there's also so many things you can do. Smoke is top con, right? You could sit here, wait for this smoke to finish, get a flash from a teammate like coming ramp. He could do like the simplest flash. Can you flash stairs? Just tell him he'll do this flash 100%. Then when he does this flash, pop, you come in. Okay, you get into here. This guy is blind. Pop, okay. You kill this guy, then that's it. You also have A. You're up con. Right? So it's about variations. Like there are going to be games whereas you find difficulty getting into con. So you need to have ways to get into connector. How are you going to get into connector? I just showed you like 2 different ways. Safe way, only 1 mid smoke, get checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, checkpoint 3, and then you slowly get into connector. Like your teammate is here, you are here. Safe. Window smoked off, he has shot, you have con. This is safe. You're only at the risk of fighting on V1 unless they have 2 connector, which is rare. You're going to eliminate risk by yourself by smoking con as well. And then this way, 1 angle clean, 2nd angle clean, 3rd angle clean, con is clean. Right? So you're doing it one step at a time.
Super easy.
Always break down the map into different grids. So you have mid control. Your entirety of mid is here. Here, 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 here. This is top mid. Then when you come to close connector, this is another grid. Within connector, there's a few spots that he could be in. You also clear that systematically. 1st angle, 2nd angle, 3rd angle, and then you have con. Right? Once you're going up into con, there's there's like a couple of angles. If there's no smoke, default could have a guy, triple could have a guy, Robs could have a guy, right? Once you see like no one's picking you, you could do like juggle pick, stairs is clean, and then you walk out. This is where you don't really move, cause there's too many angles for you to check. If you're gonna go here, shadow guy could kill you. If you're gonna check shadow like this, jungle guy could kill you. This is where like your team needs to do support stuff before you start moving. So this is higher level of team play already, because you know once you're once you're in like jungle, you're like, guys, just smoke jungle, we can hit A, you know. This is where you have to talk to your teammates. It's like super team based already. But if you're taking map control by yourself, it's completely possible. You just have to see how your team is going to accommodate in helping you. And then you just have to do it systematically. That's about it. Right? Is it a lot? I think that's quite a bit.
I think
So
it's okay, yeah.
yeah,
I can rewatch the void anyways.
yeah, so the point of it is staying safe, understanding where are the safe zones in this in the area that you want to take control, putting yourself in positions where if you get blinded or stuff, you can like really basically hide behind something, even if it's a smoke, you can hide behind it and you won't get punished for being in the open. If you're right here and then you're walking and then you get flashed, you need to be able to get up here even blind, and then hopefully stay safe. Like for example, if there's a one-way smoke here as well, you're just like watching the smoke and then you get blind, is you need to be able to go into this smoke and then listen to sound. Your teammates are dying, it's war all around you, they're screaming one con pushing me, and then you walk through the smoke. This guy coming back in, you punish him, you punish his A guy, and then you recover the round for your team. So this is what I meant by staying safe, understanding these angles to hide behind when you're blind, being able to naturally go to these like areas the moment you feel like something's wrong. Even if you feel like this guy's going to push connector really soon, it's completely fine to come and sit in his connector smoke preemptively. And as the flash pops behind you from his teammate, you walk in, and then you can find his teammate, you can find him, you get a play. These are all things that you should, try and do. I'm not saying like sit in the smoke all the time and bait your team, but as you play the game, as you understand how the enemy wants to take control and how they want to stop you from taking control, you get more ideas in your head. And as you have more ideas in your head, you find more ways to kill the enemy, and that is what you want to do playing every game. And all these skill sets, right? Sitting in the smoke, being able to walk through a smoke, knowing the timing of when the enemy will flash, all these things are experiences that will sit in your head, and they will eventually help you out one day. Be it in a park game, a scrim game, a practice, a tournament, it doesn't matter when you're playing Counter-Strike and you're in that same position, right? You have an idea of what are the triggers that will that will basically make the enemy, like what are the triggers when the enemy is going to do something like pop flash and check the bottom con, or pop flash into con to check you. You understand like what are the prerequisites and the triggers that they have in order to come and kill you. And when you know what they can do and when you know what they will do,
Super easy.
that is where you're able to come up with a counterplay in your head that you've already done before, that you know will work against how the enemy will try and attempt to kill you, and you punish that. And then from then on, it's like map control, and then from map control onwards, doing the right thing gets you in a good groove, and when you get into good groove, you get momentum, and then you just win the game just by doing normal stuff, just by understanding the game, understanding how the enemy, how certain enemies work, what sort of plays you have in your head, what sort of what are your skill sets when it comes to punishing the enemy. All these things are stuff that you need to think about, you need to understand. Every time you're in that position, you're like, okay, this is how I want to kill this guy. Okay, if this doesn't work, oh, he's playing like this. My A play set doesn't work. So what I want to do is do A.2, right? Because A.2 punishes the way that he's playing. And then when he changes, you want to do the A.3. And then if that doesn't work at all, you go play style B, sit in the small. At first you're very aggressive, doesn't work. Then you want to play a little bit more passive, make him waste utility. That doesn't work as well. Then what you want to do is surprise him by sitting in his smoke, getting a pop flash when he least expects it. These are all mechanics of Counter-Strike that you have to understand. It's part of the game, the way the game flows. At the end of the day, you want to find the best way to abuse mechanics in the game, within the game with utility and everything else, positioning, how you want to pick, picking advantage, all these things to go and punish the guy and then try and get control of the map. And once you get control of the map, it's easier to find the enemy because it's one less area to care about. And you have an idea and a better focus of where the enemy could be, let's say on A side or in jungle or in short even if you're a connector guy.
Mm.
You following? Everything good?
Everything's good. Yep.
Ah, okay. I am super thirsty. I just
Mhm.
spoke like 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have anything you would like to ask? Anything you would like to say? You know, there's a bunch of. Hey, Score is here. What's up? Suraj, Recon's here as well. Hey, thanks for dropping by, guys. Okay, so sorry. Do you have anything you like to ask?
Because
Things that
recently
you
I've been
find
playing a
difficulty
lot of.
with.
It's very hard for me to hold like A alone as a A anchor. Is there ways that I can try to hold both the A main and Palace
Mm.
or like not die to Palace?
Okay, I'm gonna show you really quick what I think. What I think is the point of a A anchor. The point of a A anchor, right? I will tell you honestly, right, is to retake A. I'm not even lying. I'm not trolling. I'm not like, trying to make fun of anything. The idea of a A anchor is to retake A. It's just what is the major difference is just whether you're retaking from CT, you're retaking from ARAM, or you're retaking from Palace, or you're retaking from Con. Why do I say this? Because if you don't have a teammate helping you, right, chances are you're going to be playing ticket jump spotting and then you'll retake A. If the
Mm.
enemy is very heavy on mid, and they are smoking window all the time, your opper is made useless in mid. He's opping ticket and then watching just ramp, and then you're gonna probably be playing double con with a teammate, sometimes checking palace for your team, for your ticket guy opping, fighting in mid and securing con, and then you're retaking A. Okay?
Mm.
If you're going to be playing ARAM close, and the enemy starts coming in, they're gonna split A. One palace, four con. You're gonna push ram, you're gonna try and kill this guy, you're gonna secure ram, and then you'll retake A. Okay? And then if you're playing, let's say, top palace, right? And then the A execute comes in, there's probably going to be just one palace guy. He's throwing a molly, you push him, you punish him, you get palace, and then you'll retake A again. So the idea of A, right? Because there is so many areas that the enemy could attack from, jungle, con, main, palace. If they are able to come from 4 areas, right, your job as an A anchor is to eliminate one of those angles, one of those areas that they could be coming in, and then waiting for your team to come in and help you. If you
Mm.
watch the way that Zyme play, right, he's always trying to capitalize on the enemies um like standard movements. A smokes, most likely one guy palace gonna throw the molly into shadow. That timing is when he can come in, kill this guy, have palace, we are retaking A.
Okay.
The enemy has too much to watch after that. If they get here, they want to start planting. They're so afraid of this guy. They're so afraid of this guy. There's also like utility coming in from your con guys. That's just like seriously going to fuck him. There's no way that they can plant. They cannot plant here either, unless they have a play. Unless their play is to kill jungle and they successfully do it, right? You being in palace, for an example, eliminates so many post plants for the enemy. They cannot play sandwich. The Tetris guy has to focus on watching you. Obviously, they're not gonna be able to be top palace or because you have a guy ticket. Shadow is also hard for him. Then this firebox guy, he's just basically useless because this is such a easy to kill spot. Imagine if it's like 4v1 and then the last guy's missing, you just come out here, he's dead.
Mm.
Right? So the entirety, like in my opinion, I feel like the A anchor is basically just retaking A. In parks especially, unless you have like, okay, unless your team plays like this constantly, right? The connector guy doesn't care about connector, always playing on A with you. Like for example, you can always be shadow and then you can be 100% sure you have a stairs guy or ticket guy with you, or maybe this stairs guy wants to come sandwich. This is where you're actually set up on site, and then this is where you are actually anchoring A. And in my opinion, right, um, more than likely, what's going to happen is maybe you have a guy sandwich, he was palace for you, and then you can check connector time to time, and then you can check RAM. Maybe you have a ticket op, okay, watching RAM for you. You have 3 on A, then you just have to take care of connector. That's it. The only time that you're really anchoring A is if you have basically 3 on A. And then this 3 on A, right, even sometimes when you have 3 on A, for example, there's a setup where it's like a opper stays here, and then a rifle plays here. Okay, and then you have a guy either maybe ticket or jungle, kind of just spotting palace coming out, watching the window boost at the same time watching connector. This is where your connector guy is like multitasking. Has window, has con, and then has like palace coming out. Even this right, when the enemy is splitting A right, your opper gets a kill on this guy, you are going to try and get this other guy, and then you're retaking A again. So you see how that works. Like the current meta game of it is that A splits by the terrorists are just too strong. The only way that you can really stop the split is by stopping one area of the split, letting the rest of them go, and then you just play like the A retake. So in my opinion, right, you could also see in the demo that I watched, right, um, of you playing just now, there are there are moments where there was this one kill where you came out connector and you killed the stairs upper, and then your teammates was like one palace and 2 or 3 ram, right? Can you
Yep.
imagine the A anchor, like there's a obviously there's a op palace. I mean there's a upstairs. This guy has your palace. The A anchor is shadow, right? This shadow guy can only stop the ram player, and if he gets like traded here, right? That's basically retake A already. So instead of like being like, okay, if there's a stairs upper here, right? This stairs upper, once he gets the palace contact, immediately needs to help out the A guy. And this is not something that will happen a lot in parks, because you know people who are a random and not a teammate or not someone that you usually play with, right? They don't have this type of like initiative to come and help you. So instead of doing this, right, why not just play stairs upper, watching palace, and then you're jump spotting, retaking A, right?
Super easy.
This way you survive. This way you keep your molly. The enemy, you can do like there's a bunch of things that you can do. I believe that this is a one-way smoke. Wait. Yeah, okay, that's a one-way smoke. Whereas you just stay crouched and then you stand up, you can see basically everything. I think it's here or here. I cannot remember. It's one of these buildings. You can do whatever you like. Honestly, I think one-way smokes are most of the time preferences, because not everybody likes to use them, right? And then you can also like molly here, and then the enemy cannot plant reverse or default, and then you're retaking A, right? There's a lot of things that you can do to when you want to play with the A. If you're committing to just like jump spotting ticket, that's fine. But you need to remember that you need to have a set amount. You need to have a certain amount of utility and a set, like a preset line of how you want to retake A. I'm flashing, flash, and then you go out. You kill all these people here, yada yada, etc. So I think A anchoring is hard if you're alone. Right now, especially the meta game is splits. A lot of splits. Connector 3 guys, 2 ram. Connector 2 guys, 3 ram. 3 palace, 1 ram, 1 connector. That's also like something that happens a lot. So what you want to do is find a way to get one of these areas. And if you're the main A guy, right, more than likely you are gonna be able to get the ram control, and then eliminate ram from being one of the areas of splitting. So I would suggest that, okay, this is what I used to do when I was an A anchor, right? I do the molly, basically a one way, chuck a flash, pop. Okay, these angles are clean. As the molly is burning, smoke it. You eliminate like the early round A pop or something. They come through this smoke, it's so disadvantage for them. There's no flash that hits you and blinds you here. You're most likely getting one kill at least if they're gonna come through this smoke, right? As this smoke is ending, you get an advantage when you're sitting in the smoke. You clean ram, you clean it slowly, and then stay here. If you see the leg, you know you got an advantage. You can expect and anticipate when he's coming. Otherwise, you have a good angle here. You could also come onto this flower pot. If you want to avoid being pre-fired, stay on the left side of the flower pot. This is like really like off angle. If you're like right here, sometimes it's a little bit hard. So I like to stay here. Okay, this is my own play. This is one way of doing it. Do this one round, okay? And then the enemy thinks like, okay, he's smoking ram. We can go ram after the smoke. Second round, you do a molly, right? Chuck a flash. Same thing, clean here. And then what you do, you smoke the left side of the fire. It's a one way. This guy's gonna think this is smoked off. Get a free kill here, move back. 5v4. Right? Once you move back, you can start doing something else. Like, for example, you could stay top palace. The ram guys are not gonna come that quick because they're still afraid. They think you're close. If the enemy thinks you're close, right, chances are when they swing here, it's gonna be either very loud or they're gonna do like the Nico pop flash, the lamp flash, and then you're
Mm.
gonna hear that. And when you hear this, right, it's actually you actually have a good timing to get like a kill here, or you check here like this. There's nothing, you get a kill here, and then you push palace. These are all things that you can consider doing, putting it into your like your what's that your playbook,
Knowledge.
your skill set,
Yep.
yeah, your own knowledge. So these are uh you know just this is just like one way of playing it. There's also other ways of playing. Like for example, instead of doing this one way molly, right? You could do a deeper molly. I believe it's using this chimney. I might be wrong. I haven't thrown this molly, but you can do a smoke. When wait, okay, that's not right. Wait, I think it's here. Yeah, okay. So this is what complexity does as a smoke. It lands here, okay? And I think I might have filled this one, but the general idea is to get a molly deep into RAM somewhere here, and then pop a smoke here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the smoke is there, and molly is here, they obviously cannot be in RAM. Smoke's here, they cannot come after the molly as well. They cannot be sitting here and waiting for you to come here, and then you have RAM control. I think this smoke is obviously I actually cannot remember. Yeah, but it's somewhere from here. JKS does it. JKS and Poison is a complexity play. They take RAM and then they basically have the RAM guy sit in here the entire round. This way eliminates the possibility of a split coming in from A RAM. So there's multiple ways to do it. It's just how much effort you want to put into like doing stuff like finding the grenades, stuff that you can abuse and use against the enemy. It's all dependent on like your own like player effort and how much you want to be good at the game. So up to you, man. Like
Mm.
completely up to you how you want to improve it. You could also just use the way that I'm playing right now and see if it works out for you. You're probably gonna get a couple of kills if you just hit your shots because you're just trying to outthink the enemy. First round you're doing default. They think there's nothing going on. Second round you do something sneaky like this. You could even start pushing. Hey, it's clean, and then you just keep pushing. No, just be smart. Like be be smart when you want to go aggressive, and use all the utility you want to set up yourself for kills, and not just like, oh, okay, don't approach the game like, okay, I need to hold A, I need to don't die, I need to wait until they come and then I kill them. You could also like make plays, especially on the CT side, to kill the enemy, depending on how you want to do it. And
Mm.
there are players who are really, really good being passive. But no matter how good you are being a passive player, right, at the end of the day, when it's CT, right, there comes a need for a little bit of aggression to get into the enemy's face. Because if you're just sitting around and you let them have the perfect setup, right, what are the chances of them not having a flash that will kill you, right?
Mm.
They just have the perfect setup every round. They come into A side every round for free, and then you're not going to be able to defend that because everything that they are throwing, right, has logic, has a reasoning, has an idea behind it. They are burning shadow to get you off from it. They are burning triple to keep you from playing triple. They are mulling sandwich, mulling bench to stop rotations, and then they are throwing all the flashes that's targeted to blind you. Unless you have like say a one-way smoke in shadow or something, what are the chances of you being able to defend A? Is very low because everything that they are throwing is designed to kill the A anchor. So
Yeah.
so the
Okay.
idea of it is play in a way where you dictate the terms of when and where you want to fight. So you make the advantageous situations for yourself, and then you take those fights, right, and then you get in their face, right, and then that way, I mean, like once you get used to it, once you understand how to work around with it, right, they are not going to be able to stop you regardless of whether or not they know how to stop you, regardless of whether or not they counter strike you or something like that. And that happens at very high level of gameplay already, counter striking how a certain individual plays because you want to get the kill on him and then like abuse the way he plays. But when it comes to pugging, right, what you really want to do is have your own skill set, have your own playbook, and then abuse it as much as you can. And that way you can get the kills, get the fights that you want to, because you already know how it will happen. That's what every pro does in pugs as well. When we play pugs, right, we don't randomly run around and try and get kills and try and out aim the enemy. what we do is we systematically think of how is the best way in our playbook to go and kill the enemy, and from then on, right, you play the situation. You use all of your utility to get yourself in a good spot, right? And then you play the situations. You play the clutches, or you play according to the teammates' information. You play according to how the enemy will react. And chances are you probably already seen it. It's just slightly different in the way the guy run the lines, the timing that he goes, and stuff like that. So these are all things that will help you improve on both the CT and the T side. You just need to understand how you are supposed to play. I think this is the smoke. How you are supposed to play, and then once you understand what you are good at, right, then it's a matter of, like, my principle of approaching Counter Strike already. You strengthen your weaknesses, you find out what you're bad at, and then you make yourself stronger in those aspects. And then whatever you're already good at, your own personal playbook, your skill set, everything, you try and find more variations to it, right? Like maybe what I do right now is, like, for anchoring A is two variations. First I do normal smoke, second I do the one-way smoke, right? Then eventually the third variation is clean, hold the smoke, do what Magis does, hold smoke at least. The enemy does a pop flash because they think you're inside ramp, you smoke it. Then at this point of time, right, you buy another, like, 20 seconds for your team. And then they have 1 minute, they can't really pop A because it looks so obvious that they're gonna hit A, and then maybe your team rotates in, you have like 3. While this guy is popping flash, right? One guy is swinging, the other guy is flashing for him. That's 2 guys. That's why your teammate has space to, like, maybe push underpass, maybe push top mid. Hey, it's clear, stack A, and then you done your job as an A anchor. You get enough information and buy enough time for your teammates to come in, and then you have a heavy A side. Then when you have 3 or 4 A, then your job as an anchor starts, because your teammates can cover palace, can cover con, can cover ram for you, or they can cover 2 of these, and then you just focus on one, and then your life as an anchor is really easy. On Mirage. At least on Mirage, this is the approach for it, I believe. Yeah, so
Cause
that's
I like to molly off A main, right? Then I just play a triple. Then if they come out of A main, I will smoke in the middle of the site. Then I'll play around the smoke, like
That-
in between default and triple.
yeah. Then that's also a good play, because if you molly ram, right, and then you have people who are strong at mid, so you won't get shot from connector, right? When you see them, like, for example, maybe you're opping or something, or you get the first kill with an AUG. Like, if you want to play this like style, right, I believe that having an AUG is a good idea, because you punish the first guy, then immediately you can smoke yourself, right? And then you can play around with this smoke however you want it.
I'll push
You
into
could
default and watch palace.
Yeah, you could also play default, right? And then you
Mhm.
punish this guy, and then you smoke yourself. This is what Zyne actually does. He keeps the smoke for himself. You smoke in front of yourself is okay also. Maybe you have a stairs guy, or like like a jungle guy watching palace. He gets the palace kill. You kill the con guy. You smoke in front of you. You survive. You play around fireball, stuff like this. This is also part of anchoring. I believe that keeping your smoke, if you want to anchor, is fine. You eliminate one anchor at the end of the day, which is the goal, the objective, right? Not to get split. Because you hate to see it when you're shooting this guy comes out and kill you. You're shooting this guy already in your face. Or you're shooting this guy and then suddenly, like, people are just, like, already here and then, like, shooting at you. This is the worst case scenario when it comes to anchoring a side on Mirage, in my opinion. So my idea of curbing this, right, when you're playing in a park and you can't really expect and rely your teammates to be really good help, right, is to take a control of an area by yourself. And then eliminating the split. Even if they go up con, your entire fucking team dies. That's their problem. They die, it's not your fault. You're doing your job. You're anchoring A. You still have a possibility of going back into A anyway. And you tell them already, hey, palace open, I'm inside ramp. They should play and accommodate according to you because you have superior positioning. There's no way they're like, hey, leave ramp, watch palace for me. That's impossible, and that's a stupid thing to do. You have free real estate, why will you give it away, right? It's like government give you HDB flat for free. Then you say, oh, I don't want, I want to go and buy myself. It's stupid, what? Right? So the end idea is, at least for A anchor, in my opinion, is to make sure that you stop one of the areas that the enemy can split from. I think the meta game has changed to the point where it's like the splits are just so strong. People are designing these splits to be so good. For example, FaZe Clan comes 3 connector, 2 guys running here, 1 guy is staying here watching your ticket guy. What can you do? If the Robs guy comes to pick to try and punish these 2 guys, he gets punished, right? If these 2 guys die to, like, a shadow guy, he can come and spam. People are designing these splits to be so strong and so powerful that a random a random bunch of like people can just run at you, fall from connector, right? And they just have to throw one right smoke, right? And your life in A is gonna be hell. So how to how to stop that, in my opinion, at the end of the day, is to make sure just take the fights that you want to fight, and then keep the control of the area and play according to how you want to play, because this is so important. When in Counter Strike, right, when you're confident when everything you do like pans out.
Mm-hmm.
That that can be as simple as your molly is good, your flash is good, RAM is clean. You do a smoke, everything is smooth. You get here, you don't even have to get a kill. You get into superior positioning. Everything has went smoothly for you, and now you just have to focus on your aim. It is going to be so easy because you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly where are the angles that they could be coming from, and when they do come, you're comfortable killing them. It's simple. You expect it already. You're not thinking. You don't need to think about having to, when should I throw this flash? Uh, when are they going to swing? There's no like uncertainty in your play because you already know what's going to happen. If they're coming A, most likely a ARAM guy is coming, right? If they're
Mm.
not coming A, you can push RAM. You can check it, and then like it's B, it's B, it's B. And then even as you get simple information like this and you're rotating away, and you come in, and you know it's B, right? You have the confidence to just come out and then like fight them, listen to info, and then you kill them, because everything you've done in that round is not wrong, it's right. And that confidence builds into your game. It translates into your gameplay as well. And that's like that comes in the form of like good aim, good crosshair placement, like you just feel on point because you're doing the right things. And I think in Counter Strike that's so important. Confidence is like is really key in playing good in Counter Strike. And how I build confidence, in my opinion, is by practicing, and by trying things that by trying things that I want to try. And when I know it's good, I put them in screens and stuff like that. And I know it works out. I know it's a good play. I'll keep doing it because I know that this is something that I'm confident doing. Something that it works. It has worked before and will continue working because it's something that's tried and tested. It's something that you have a theory and a logic behind it, and that way everything you do always makes sense. And in Counter Strike, making the sense out of your enemy is how you win them. Because
Mm.
because once you have them figured out, you know how they're going to swing, you know how they're going to come and try and find a fight with you. And on the CT and on the T side, that's how you punish them. That's how you get the kills. That's how you abuse the mechanics. Everything goes hand in hand. It lines up. You just have to find the right way to use it, and the proper you have to find the style that suits you, and you have to make a playbook around how you want to play and constantly improve on that. Make the playbook bigger, better, make it more comfortable for yourself. Do things that suits your play style. All this, it will all help you improve as a player. That's my opinion.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
Bro, I'm so thirsty. Okay. Do you have anything else to ask?
I think that's good for now. I don't really have much questions. I think.
Okay. So let me think. Mirage is actually a very straightforward map lah. So that's, I think, more or less what I can offer to you on Mirage.
What's maps like Overpass and Nuke, I guess?
Yeah, because I think on those maps, right, it's a lot harder to find safe areas to stay when taking map control because everything is so open. And okay, let me just go to where do you play on Overpass?
I play B anchor.
Okay, so okay, B anchoring
Long.
happens to be my forte. So I'm just gonna share with you like really quick what I think, okay, of how to stay safe.
I usually go
After
and play Toxic though. Like, after our Molly B long, then I'll go and play Toxic.
excuse me, sorry, burped. Okay. So before I start, I'm just gonna take a 1 minute break to drink
Super
water.
easy.
So I suggest you drink water also.
I'm drinking it already.
Let me just catch up with chat also. Oh yes, okay, I'm coaching Penguin. I saw Boboso in chat a while ago. Hello, what's up, man? Man, this is tough work, man. Okay. um, My idea, right, of playing alone, right? If you're playing, let's say you're playing a park and you're the B anchor, right? What
Mhm.
I think I like to do is initially, right, if no one is helping you utility at all, right, you do a flash, molly, and then you can pick. You get rid of the initial rush. So this is anti-rushing, right? And then after
Mm.
this, right, you could also and you don't always have to molly. Sometimes you can chuck a nade and then you just chill. Then after this, you probably have teammates and they're probably just gonna be focused on shot because chances are you're just playing this alone, right? So what you
Mhm.
can do is jump spotting, right? You jump spot. When you see the enemy, you do this. This is called the glaive smoke, like the glaive Australis smoke. This smoke is just so powerful because it stops the enemy from coming through here, and then you really only have to worry about this angle, or from the B shot guys, or if they come out and then they go left side. And when the enemy comes up here, right, they are not going to be that worried about this angle. When they come up here, they have so many things to check, and they're just probably going to just run to breach. And that's where you know you get like a free kill, and then maybe your teammate can flash for you through the smoke, a bunch of stuff that you could do. So at the end of the day, right, what's the objective of this is early game you're just stopping the rush. Rush is stopped. Then afterwards you just like chilling here. You're just trying to stay safe. You're trying to get any information. Or they're coming, you smoke, and then you play off of your smoke. This smoke keeps you safe. Once again, the idea is to stay safe. The idea is to get the enemy, get the fights on your terms, right? This is your terms. They cannot come through this smoke. If they come through this smoke, they are asking to die. If they're gonna swing this area, they'll also expect this because this is the only real place that you're worried about. And
Mm.
this is an advantageous fight for you because first of all, there's a couple of mechanics that comes into play here. When the terrorist is swinging here, right? First of all, they have so many angles to check out. That's one thing. Secondly, right, as they are swinging like this is actually the left hand pick, right? The left hand pick is like you will actually see him coming up close, earlier than you, as well as the fact that you are further away from the pillar than they are. Most likely, they're not going to stick here and run. I have
Mhm.
personally never seen that much. They're most likely going to run here because they want to check here. So they are closer to the pillar. Again, you get a visual advantage on them showing up. So this is fighting on your terms. This is what you want to do. I'm not saying like what your playstyle is right now doesn't work, but this
Mhm.
is what I would do. I will molly to stop the rush. If my teammates are definitely not the kind and not the type to help me, I'll play for myself. I'll keep my smoke for myself. Exactly what you do on Mirage, right? You play on triple, you see the enemy, and then afterwards you smoke. So this is what I want to achieve here as well. I want to see the enemy, then I want to use my smoke. I stop them here. Most likely when the T is coming here to pick you, they are going to pick you, and if they fail, right, they are going to push, right?
Mm.
Unless it's just one guy, which then will be fine as well, right? If one guy comes out and he makes you throw this smoke, that's also okay. You know that guy probably a smart player. Then the next time that this happens, right, you see that one guy, right, then you start chugging utility at him. Then you spam him through the wood and everything. Make him uncomfortable as fuck. Don't make him not want to walk out here alone anymore. And the next time he's gonna come, he's gonna ask his teammates to come. He's gonna say like, this guy always barrel, come, we can kill him. And then he comes with his team. You smoke like this, they're not gonna be able to kill you. You are going to kill them, right? So it's just about like figuring out how your enemy will play and abusing stuff like utility mechanics of the game, how the game engine works and everything to kill him and fight on your terms, fight advantageous fights for yourself. That's basically just about it, right? And this is staying safe, right? And
Mm.
why it's hard for you to anchor because you're having difficulty staying safe. More than likely, right? I feel like if someone don't really understand overpass, he'll do the molly, right? Then he'll come here, then he'll smoke, and then when this smoke is finishing, he's scared. He goes to barrel, and then he
Yeah,
just
that's how
plays
I
like
play.
this.
Yeah, that's how I
And
play
then the
actually.
enemy comes out. He has such a good advantage. He has the right hand pick with the AK and the peeking advantage, and then he one taps you. Or he finds you. He doesn't kill you straight away, and you're stuck here, and your teammates don't help you, and you have nothing. You have nothing to help yourself with, except for a firefight. And as more time goes on, enemy moves up more people are gonna be watching you. One guy's posting on you, one guy's posting, another guy posting on you, one guy pushing you. Teammates not really being able to help. You're forced to pick harder, and then you get punished and you die. So this is more than likely what people would do. if they don't understand the map and they don't understand how to stay safe. So now I've just showed you a way to stay safe. There's multiple ways for you to do it as well, right? If your teammates are always taking shot and you only have to worry about monster, you could play stuff like pillar. Like eventually you don't always have to jump spot here, right? There are times where it's like you can play pillar, get a cheeky kill, and then smoke like this. Same effect. Then come back here after, right? There are also times where it's like you can be playing from here, your teammates has shot, you can be playing on it, you see someone, you come here, quick, smoke, and then you're playing water, still safe. You can end up at barrel again, it's fine. But in this case, right, if your teammates has shot, right, it means like more than likely your teammates are watching here and here. Maybe they are watching here, and if they die, right, and then enemy starts pushing the right side, right, and you're here and not there instead, right, then you punish this guy. Or you find a good timing, you kill this guy, as they are pushing up the left side of the pillar, right? So
Mm-hmm.
staying safe is important. Find ways to stay safe. I think in overpass, right, as an anchor, right, your smokes must always be used in a good way. For example, for me myself, my team, right, we play monster a lot, so I'm always here. I'm getting re-smokes a lot. When if enemy wants to come through, right, they have to come through a smoke to kill me, and I have such a good advantage because this is a kill zone. It's a fucking tight ass area. I spam one line here, I could get 2 kills, or I could spam like this, like this, like this, like this. It's like people are just going to be stuck in this cone, and they're just going to take hits, and it's so easy to hold. But that's in a team setting. So in a park setting, find ways to stay safe, and my advice is to use the grey smoke. However you want to do it, from barrel, or you can throw it from here. Just this like little like middle finger, the top left of it. This is also a grey smoke. And then if you're tired of using this, you want to go aggressive, flash like this, pop, and then you kill them. Flash pops here. If you know he's here, he's dead. If he's there, he's also blind. No, do things to, like I said, fight on your own terms. Give yourself advantageous fights. And by staying and in overpass as a B anchor, if you really have absolutely no help, the best way to stay safe is with this smoke. Oh, good.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So I think overpass is more or less like that. It's overpass is not that many ways to play, I think, but that's CT. On T side, right, for example.
This side you just take shot only. Like
Okay.
I will just run shot.
So on T side, if you're taking shot, right, what you want to do, right, is have your teammates help. So maybe you're mollying yourself and you're running. Your teammate has to. If your teammate can do the Dignitas smoke here, that's fantastic. Or even the Exile smoke from here. What this smoke does, right, is stop this molly. Okay? So if your teammates are able to do stuff like this, right, you can get into shot fairly safely. Okay, for example, I'm just gonna show you step by step how to take shot, right? When your teammate does the smoke and you molly shot already, he can flash for you, pop. Okay? Wait, usually the smoke is... Second. Okay, so usually the smoke is like this, right? So usually the smoke is like this. And then you're gonna come over here, right? You're gonna clean the angle slowly, just go slow. Care boost, maybe his JKS. And then you need to check around here, stuff like that. And then you need to see like you need to clear this angle systematically one by one and then see like where are the dangerous areas. Once you clean all those dangerous areas, right, that's where you can be a bit more brave. You come here. It's this water sound is very bugged out, by the way. So if you make water sound, right, it's hard for the enemy to hear. He can't really hear you. You see? You just hear your footsteps are like really muffled when you're running in the water. So as you clean this small angle, you clean here, clean, and then you come here. Right? You're staying safe. Once again, you're staying safe. And you have a smoke in hand. If the enemy tries to retake you, you smoke below, and then you have a one-way smoke to play with. Right? This is keeping shot control. So you're staying as safe as possible when taking shot control, and once you're in shot, right, again, you're back to staying safe and punishing the enemy's re-aggro. Your teammate should, if sometimes you don't want to come through this, right, and your teammate does the smoke for you anyway, okay, so usually when I see this smoke as a CT, right, oh so shit, sorry, usually I see this smoke as a CT, right, I think that I can walk through this smoke and catch this guy walking like this as a terrorist. You understand? So eventually there will come a point where this smoke, you do the Dignitas smoke, your teammate is helping, your teammate help you do the smoke, right? Or you do it yourself even, and then you just watch here. You punish the push. Sometimes the counter terrorists also come here and try and kill you. But if you're watching, you punish him. He's dead. And you don't even have to take shot control. You've achieved your target by killing the people in shot. And when this smoke ends, right, you can also play it safely. Stay safe here. Again. Enemy maybe molly here. Right? You have a timing to smoke it. And then you can start coming up here. Obviously you want to dodge a flash that they will probably throw. And then you punish them for trying to go aggressive on you. Again. You know, taking shot control doesn't mean like you have to be in shot. You have to be in position to smoke. If you're taking shot control, right, you need to stay safe. Again, using the areas that is safe, making sure that you punish the enemy. This is one of the safe areas, that's another one of the safe areas. And you need to understand where are the places that you have to look when you're in these safe zones. Like for example, if you're JKS, this I call this JKS, right? If you're here, you need to be watching like the only areas that is dangerous to you, which is like the shot pushing, unless connector is open. Then if you're at pipe, right, you need to be wary of like maybe boost. And then if you're advancing again, you need to be careful of the boost areas, such as here, tight angle here, opping maybe. And then you wanna come close here and then swing hard, you know. And then once again you come into JKS, you're in another safe zone. The entirety of shot is basically quite dangerous, except for pipe and JKS. But just knowing how to use these two areas, right, will get you and keep you shot control throughout the entire game, because there's so little that the enemy can do to flush you out of these areas. Okay, then okay, here's another example. For if you don't have a teammate who can throw the smoke for you, right, you molly yourself, right, you come into here, there's a molly here, you can wait for the molly to finish, and then again you start clearing like how I said, safely, check the boost, check all these angles, take your own time, check JKS and the boot and the bridge boost, and then you come here, maybe it's the triple boost with the eco, jiggle pick right here, and then you swing here, and then again you come here, and then you still have your smoke. You're in the safe zone again. During this period of time where you're getting into JKS, right, it's a calculated risk of where the enemy could be, and if they happen to hit the shot on you, but you expected it and you're not careless about it, right, then it's not your fault. You done your best. And from there on you can see, oh, maybe then you get like stuff added into your skill set again, into your playbook as experience. You know, like, oh, the enemy could be picking at this timing, they could be boosting at another timing. And then once you understand that, right, it's a lot easier to take this shot control very safely just by playing by yourself, because you already understand how the enemy will work. Then when the molly comes in, you smoke, you have the one-way smoke. So the play is always going to be the same. The end goal is always the same. Control, while you're before control staying safe, during control taking calculated risk, and then once you get into another safe zone and you have the control, then again it's staying safe and punishing. It's in the area this small, right, it's always the same thing. They're not going to have a lot of variations like a la Mirage connector, you know what I mean? Like you can go up into con. Like eventually if you realize that they just don't give a fuck about shot, then yeah, you can go aggro into B. Nothing wrong with that. What are the angles that can kill you here? Wood, pillar, ram, barrel, right? And then maybe this off angle. Some people play here. But are you going to pick this deep? Maybe? Yes, no, you don't know, right? So this is all experience as the B shot guy. Once you learn how to take B shot safely all the time, then that's where you learn next step. Okay, going aggro on B. Oh, okay, this guy always playing like that. I need, guys, can you flash monster? Flash monster, flash pop. Then you come out, you kill this guy. Monster guy blind, you kill him. You kill his entire team behind him. You fuck his entire team, and then you come back and fuck him. Right? This is all stuff that is like step 2. But step 1 is the same as Mirage. Getting control is getting map control while staying safe. Breaking it down into grids. First, you need to clear like this area. Then the second area is those like possible boost areas. And then you clear the close angles, you clear the lame angles, and then afterwards you just clear the common angles. Then going into area, staying safe, punishing the enemy for trying to make pushes. So at the end of the day, if you're taking map control by yourself, right, it's a bit harder, because there is a prerequisite of utility that you need to save in order to fully stay safe. But in a park game, more than likely, they're not going to have a B shot retake, whereas they do the molly like this, they flash like this to make your life hell, and then you have no smoke. you could always just, guys, I take B shot alone, smoke by yourself, chuck a molly, flash it deep, and then you just run at it alone. Smokes here, you play with your own smoke however you want to. You get the control, and then you come here, you stay safe again. In the park, more than likely they're not going to molly you. Even if they molly you, right, it's going more. I believe it's going to be this shit molly that you can just like come here and like haha, and then you just fuck him. so so you just have to think about how you want to play it. If like the way that I just showed you how to take B shot is basically, it's a very basic way, but I think it works. There's no real like special way to take B shot. There are some other ways like your connector guy doing this and coming out and taking B shot with you. But other than that, right, if you're doing it alone in a park game, more than likely you're going to do what I just showed you. And if you do it well, right, these kills are gonna come to you. You're gonna get fed all these kills, and once you get all these kills, and you know you're big, fat, and thick, juicy penguin, and then you know you have all the confidence in the world, and then you go and fuck them because you're on point already. Everything you've done is right, is correct, it's smooth for you. It's momentum in the game, and you abuse this momentum to make like to even take even better fights, and the enemy doesn't have a good feel for how you play, and you are completely understand how they will play, how to punish them, and then that's how you know get like 20-30 kills every game just by doing what you're used to and using the knowledge that you possess and knowledge that you have, right, and just abusing how the enemy play, trying to figure out how they play. And once you figure them out, right, I tell you, it's the best feeling in the world. Every fight you take, right, every first fight you take is so advantageous because you already know where they're going to be, and you're going to get that first kill almost every round. There's like, that's just understanding the game, and you know, like I said, I think probably like 400 times,
Mm-hmm.
abusing the mechanics, right? Finding advantageous fights, and then making sure that
I'm safe.
whatever you do, right, you are you are finding you are making the fights on your terms, and you're staying safe while doing it.
Mm.
Yeah, and then overpass, I think overpass is a little bit harder because for example, you're out monster as a terrorist, right? There are going to be moments like enemies gonna flash you, pop, flash, you're blind. You need to immediately come to these areas and stay safe again. When the blind is over, then that's where you look at utility, you try and find these fights, like maybe you get this kill, whatever. And there's also times where it's like, you know, like maybe barrel is clear and then you know barrel is clear. Or maybe there's a glaive smoke, the enemy shows it. And then you're blind, and then you need to hide at pillar. Right? You need to hide like close to the smoke or something. And then you just don't move. These are all like moments that like what I said, map knowledge. You need to naturally understand where are the areas that you can run, hide, safe. Okay, blind over. Okay, now I start looking for fight again. I chuck my utility. You know, I throw my stuff to make the CT uncomfortable. This is map knowledge, but this is something that you need to get experience from by playing and learning. But other than that, right, everything that I show you on Overpass, I think it's very easy to just go into park game and then try it out and do it, and then I'm sure you get kills because you understand what the enemy is going to do. So
Mm.
yeah, I think you can try it.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Uh,
Anything else? I think I'm okay for like,
I think I'm good for now.
yeah, it's quite a bit to take in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the main idea of today, right, for you is to be more aware, less careless, finding safe zones and safe areas for you to survive, and then at the same time, right, creating your own playbook and your own like adding on to your own skill set, and making sure that you always do the same thing that you do all the time, right, to make sure that you get the right groove into playing every game. Because I understand that there are some games where you just play bad because you don't you don't feel it, because you don't understand like what the enemy is doing, or you sometimes you're just doing random things yourself that you've never done before. And that's not a fantastic way to play Counter-Strike, because then you know a lot of like randomness is involved, and then when a lot of randomness is involved, right, you feel like you're never in control. And when you feel like you're never in control, you're never going to hit those shots that's so important. uh because like you can imagine in a clutch situation, right, if you have the info of the enemy and you know what they're going to do, chances of you winning the clutch is just up to you hitting that shot. And I think that Penguin, you yourself do not have a problem hitting those shots. It's just getting to the point where you have to find that 1v1, right, making it advantageous for yourself, and then like abusing all the mechanics of the game to make sure that you know that 1v1 is like 90% win for you. Even if it's a 51% win for you
Super
as a
easy.
1v1, right, it's good enough, because then you already have a statistical like advantage of winning that fight against the person. So what you want to do all the time is find that extra 1%, add on more to it, because you're going to get more used to it. You're going to feel like, oh, this is a 100% fight that I can win all the time eventually. And then even if you don't win that fight, right, it's fine, right? You just take that as a statistic. You just put it in your mind. Okay, maybe not 100%. I win this fight 90% of the time, right? And then this way you can always be improving. Like what I said, my principle and my approach to Counter Strike: strengthen your weaknesses, and then do and then like add on and then add variations and stuff like improving on how the things that you're already good and the things that you're already strong at, and then that way you can improve overall generally as a player. So yeah, I think that's probably all I have for you. It's a lot. I think it's been
It's a lot.
yeah,
You got rewatch the VOD a few times.
yeah.
I think.
Including the demo review, it's probably been like 2 hours. So
Mhm.
yep.
Holy shit, yeah.
I'm sorry again. I could not do this earlier with you.
No
Okay.
worries, man.
You also know there's a lot of difficulties in my life.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but okay. I think that's about it for our session, Penguin.
Mm.
I hope it's satisfactory. I hope it helps.
It is. I can use
Yeah.
all this in the army also.
Yeah, you can use all of this in the army also to out-trick when
Sergeant,
Singapore.
this line not good, Sergeant.
Yeah,
The other line,
just,
the other
just tell him this running line is horrible, Sergeant.
It's horrible. No money to help our camera.
Sir, Sergeant, why you never smoke for me, Sergeant? Then you
Hey,
ask
did you
yourself,
heard-
Sir.
the River Valley one.
Oh my god, that shit's fucked up, man. I don't even want to talk about it. It's disgusting. I don't know what happened. I heard it's about bullying.
No, he
Ah.
don't not know the kid, dude.
Oh, that's fucked up.
He just want to do it to the first guy that comes into the toilet.
He's a Dead by Daylight player. That guy.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
He got the thing from the CCA room, the scouts one.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he just went there and he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna do it."
The Forest New Life mental issue. Attempted suicide 2 years ago. Oh shit, man. That's like stuff that's not great to talk about.
But it's still fucked up though, I feel.
Yeah, it's really quite disgusting. Rip.
Mhm. But he
Okay.
got charged today already though.
He got charged, right? Like straight away.
They straight away caught today.
Yeah, I know, right? I remember that they said they're not going to like let
Yes,
it be considered a mental issue, something like that. Like in the statement,
I don't
can't really
really.
remember.
But they say it's either life imprisonment. Should be life imprisonment, they say.
Probably you really want to let a guy who go and outright murder someone for no reason.
Yes, yeah, fucked up, eh.
Shit's fucked up.
Hey, but thanks for the session, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you putting in time to learning from me.
No worry.
I'm glad to be able to help. Hopefully that it helps as well, because
It helped.
like I do have an emphasis on trying to make things educational, and trying to analyze how the game works, and if what I do and what I say helps another player improve, right, I mean, then I'm probably going in the right direction. So hopefully it helps, and just let me know how you feel after you have some new ideas, some new concepts about how the game works, how the mechanics of the game is, and everything like that. Just talk to me anytime. Anyway, we are friends, we are close, we are tight, we are brothers,
brothers.
man. Yeah.
Brother, going NS.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're NS, don't worry, I won't forget you, I won't abandon you. I'll still love
No
you.
worries, bro. I watch your stream. NS, my bunk mates. Bro, come follow this guy.
Free cloud, yeah. Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna pop off on Discord. I'll catch you on the stream chat. Thank you, dude.